Thought I'd do a little Q&A, and actually I thought I'd record an extra video that I can upload while I'm on vacation, just because I know you guys will be jonesing for the samurai and I don't want to let you down. So the question that a lot of these young bucks have been asking me is, should I pursue a career in carpentry and construction and building? I would say that if you love woodworking and working with your hands, you should pursue a career in carpentry and construction. If you have the idea that you are going to get rich and live your dreams working in construction, I would have to say from my experience that does not happen. I've worked in the trades since I got out of high school about 12, 13 years ago. I don't even know now. So old. But from my experience, I made a good living wage as a carpenter, as a talented carpenter. Really, here in Victoria where I live, a talented carpenter and a carpenter don't really get paid any different, because the building industry today has kind of set standards across the board. And so nobody really cares if you know how to do timber framing and all this sort of stuff, because people just rarely build that way. And it really doesn't take a genius or a phenomenal craftsman to nail a bunch of 2x4s together and put some trim on straight and, clean looking. So I really didn't earn a better income in carpentry because I was a better carpenter than the majority of the guys out there. I earned about the same. I was kind of on the higher end of the spectrum because most of the work I did was in custom, multi-million-dollar homes, that sort of stuff. So you kind of you earn the high end of the wage, but the way it works here in British Columbia is there's kind of three different working styles in the trade for carpenters. The one is you can become an employee of a company. So you go to school, you get your schooling, you get your journeyman ticket or whatever, or you just jump into the trade and learn on the job, whatever way. And you work your way up in a company and you will make kind of the low end of the wage spectrum. Like, I think journeyman carpenters make anywhere from like $24 to $28 an hour. And so ultimately that's great if you're a young kid and you don't have, family and kids to support. But once you do, working for a company, it's just, money is tight when you're making a crap wage. And wages for carpenters where I live really have not changed in like the last 10 years, despite building booms and all this sorts of stuff. And when I first got into the trade, carpenters were making about $25 to $30 an hour. And that was like well over a decade ago. Plumbers, electricians, all these other wages have gone up. But even then, as employees, you don't make a lot of money as a plumber or an electrician either. It's all around, $25 to $30 an hour. The other method is you can be a subcontractor. So that means you supply all your own tools, your own vehicle. You get your own WCB, which would be the same as OSHA kind of insurance down in the States. And you pay for everything and you subcontract by the hour to multiple contractors doing, whether it's finishing or framing or concrete or whatever you choose to do. And you'll make a wage probably between anywhere from like 32 to 35, high end $40 an hour as a subcontractor. So that way, the contractor is running the job and getting all the materials and blah, blah, blah. You just show up and do whatever he tells you to do, working by the hour. So that's, nice. It's a little more stress in that you have to find contracts, to work for guys doing finishing and that sort of stuff. Whereas an employee just shows up every day and does whatever he's told. And there's really no stress or demand other than just showing up for work and getting it done. So that's why you get paid the low wage. You get paid a little bit more as a subcontractor but you're still just working kind of by the hour. And you don't have to manage the whole job. And then the last tier would be the contractor tier, where you are going out and getting your own jobs, finding your own contracts to say build a deck or whatever. And you're getting all the materials, you're ordering the materials, you're building the deck, or you're hiring guys to help you build the deck. And you're obviously going to charge out a higher rate, and typically in Victoria, it's $50 to $60 an hour as a contractor because, because there's a lot more to managing the job, and so you get paid a higher premium. You can also make a markup on materials of anywhere from 15 to 20%. So you make a bit of money on the materials that you order for the job as well. And this is really the only way to kind of progress in the trade, from my experience, is you have to go out and get your own jobs. You got to deliver, you got to keep your clients happy, and you'll get paid the best wage doing it that way. Still, I found that after 10 years, I was still not getting anywhere close to my dreams working as a contractor and making pretty good money at about $50 an hour. I wasn't in need of anything. I was living a very first world good life, but I wasn't, progressing towards owning my own home and having my own shop and doing all this sort of stuff. Everything that you guys have witnessed on this YouTube channel is really a result of this YouTube channel. At the beginning, I was simply just investing hours and hours and hours and hours of time and creating the content and getting kind of a foothold and gaining subscribers. And I wasn't making any money. That was just like all just sweat equity going into this channel. And now this channel is actually starting to pay me a bit of an income, which has allowed me to buy, more tools and invest and get this shop. And a number of what I would consider to be just kind of divine appointments fell into place, and I was able to purchase this property with the help of my aunt and uncle, who I'm partnered with, and this property just kind of stood. And my wife, being the diligent woman that she is, was searching and always paying attention to real estate listings and found this property, and we were able to just snag it, and it's turned out to be a dream property. I got my own shop, and everything's been wonderful. So I would say that if you want to live a similar dream to what I'm living, you are going to need to be more than just a carpenter. As you can see, I've got a website because I've partnered with a web developer who has built out this website for me, which allows me to sell tools and market products and build plans and all these sorts of things that we're now offering. And this is beginning to become another income stream that's starting to trickle in. And ultimately, if you want to live your dreams in this modern age, ladies and gentlemen, you have to adapt, and adapt quickly. You're probably all aware by now that going to college and getting a degree and finding a desk job is not going to fulfill your dreams. And so you are going to have to do a number of different things to bring the amount of income into your life that will allow you to live freely and not be somebody's servant. So how do you do that? Well, let me tell you, you learn, you adapt, you try and try and try again, and you persist until you have what you dream. I know that sounds very vague, but it's very true. Anybody who quits easily, anybody who tries something and then fails and then doesn't try again, anybody who persists for a certain amount of time, and if they don't break through, they quit. These are the type of people that just never get what they dream. So if you want to live the dream of becoming a woodworker and doing what you want every day and building what you want with your time and being an inspiration to other people and just investing quality into everything that you do, well, guess what? You're going to have to become very good at what you do, and you're going to have to become very good at a number of things. Very, very few people can succeed in this life doing just one thing. Now, you might look at me and say, well, you just do woodworking. Well, I don't just do woodworking. I'm a landlord and a real estate investor. I'm an internet marketer. I'm an entrepreneur. And I'm a woodworker, okay? So you have to realize that this is the information age. He who understands and processes the most information and uses that to his advantage will dominate in this modern age. All right, so go get it done. Samurai out.